Hi, I'm the Tabletop teacher, and in this video we'll take a look at the Willpower standard defense power and characters who have this power through abilities. After covering the basics, I'll address some of the subtleties of using or countering Willpower. Willpower is identified by a purple background on the defense slot of the dial. When you give a character any action, other than a free action, whether it's a move, power, close, or range combat action, you give that character an action token. On the following turn, you have two choices for that character. Either you clear his tokens, that means you didn't give him a non-free action this turn, or you give him a non-free action and deal pushing damage to that character. One click of damage that you could say is the game's representation of overexertion. That is, unless your character has willpower. A character that has willpower may ignore that pushing damage. You might have noticed that on the base of some characters, there's a bar across the shield symbol. Those are indomitable characters. They can use willpower, that's all there is to it. It's like having willpower on every click, which leaves room for another defense power on the dial. Same goes for characters that have the Quintessence or Power Cosmic Team ability. They have willpower as well, and it can't be countered. So in all, that essentially makes three types of characters that can use willpower. Indomitable characters, those that have either one of these symbols on their bases, and characters that show purple background on the defense slot may ignore pushing damage. I keep insisting on may ignore. There's a reason for that. In some rare cases, you could prefer that your character be dealt pushing damage. It could be the case if you know that the combat values are better on the next click, or if you need a special power that's only available on the following click. There is a caveat to this strategy. Your pushed character will likely have two tokens on the following turn, and won't be able to be given a non-free action on that turn. This is why having a character on your force with leadership is a good idea. On a successful roll of leadership, you can remove a token from an adjacent lower point friendly character, and voila, your pushed character can now be given a non-free action this turn. It's easy to forget you can outwit the indomitable combat ability, as well as willpower. That can be useful in a pinch. Using Incapacitate on those characters can also throw a wrench in your opponent's strategy. When you fight against characters that have willpower, you can pretty much bet they'll be given non-free action 2 turns in a row for most of the game. There are characters whose attack takes the number of action tokens an opponent has into account. Solaris, for instance, has a special power, Waves of the Deadliest Radiation. That's a variant of Pulse Wave. When this Pulse Wave hits multiple characters, instead of the usual single click of damage, he deals double the number of action tokens they have. That's a possibility of 4 clicks of unavoidable damage. There's also Tarantula's poison-tipped stilettos that deal as much penetrating damage as certain opponents have action tokens. For a 45-point character, that's pretty impressive. All of a sudden, willpower becomes a dangerous thing to have. Who's your favorite character that can use willpower? What's your best strategy for playing against indomitable characters? Share it in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the Tabletop Teacher, and as always, thanks for playing with me.